All right, what is everybody? We are live. The poll question is up. Make sure you read all of the options before you answer the poll question because there is a right answer. Should the crew chiefs be allowed to vacation with their families during the 2 week break? Yes, no. You just did this to rile up the nine fans, or the correct answer, you're trolling JGR policy, aren't you? And I say that because if you remember back in the day when Chase Elliott injured himself snowboarding or whatever, you remember everybody was like, oh, you shouldn't let drivers do this and that in the off season. And the big thing came out that JGR doesn't let its drivers drive in dirt or anything like that because they might get injured. Well, you just had a crew chief get injured vacationing with his family. So should crew chiefs be allowed, by that same logic, should crew chiefs be allowed to vacation with their family during a 2 week break? I'm just trying to show you how ridiculous it is to not let people live their lives because that is just the most ridiculous policy of all time. So those are the options for the poll question. Make sure you vote the last one and not the first one because it is literally a joke. Let's see here. A lot going on here. Coca-Cola is filling in for Hooters on the Chase Elliott #9 ride. Speaking of Chase Elliott, so that is going to be the primary sponsor here at Richmond. Hooters, of course, off the car. They're going through some things right now, but also of note on that car is Slim Chickens. Slim Chickens is also on the rear quarter panel with that. Slim Chickens is possibly taken over for Hooters is the big speculation because they are on the side of that car. And of course, Slim Chickens is a fast food chain. Greg Smart and Tom Gordon started it in their garage in Arkansas. Fayetteville, Arkansas was the first location. Today, they have over 257 locations with a goal of 300 locations by the end of 2024. And they've seen 60% growth in the last 2 years. So a very strong company. So this could be a sign of things to come, possibly for Chase Elliott. This could be a positive sign if they decide. Now, this is all speculation. People are just, bandying about speculation. But if they decide to take over for Hooters, Slim Chickens would be a perfect fit for that. So we'll have to see what that entails going forward. Of course, the reason we have the poll question is because Adam Stevens injured both of his knees while vacationing with his family. Just helping him out. He's got somebody filling in for him. So there you go. That's that. And that's the question that we have. So he will be out for a little while, but he'll be working from Joe Gibbs Racing headquarters from there. Travis Peterson has announced he will be joining Michael McDowell on the number 71 car at Spire Motorsports. So that connection stays together. He's been with Michael McDowell the past 2 years, where they've gotten 3 poles together, and of course the absolute butt kicking at the Indy road course that broke NASCAR. NASCAR no longer wanted to have not have stage cautions after Michael McDowell wore them out at the Brickyard road course, whatever, the Indy road course, I should say, back then. And what else here happened today? Jordan Bianchi. Jordan Bianchi leaked the schedule, or at least the end of the schedule, the playoff schedule. And that's been a point of debate. So he released it. His championship 4, that race will still be at Phoenix. That has a few people up in arms, but Phoenix always sells out. Phoenix is a premium location. It's one of the better tracks on the schedule for fan amenities and things like that. So according to Jordan Bianchi, and this, of course, is speculation until NASCAR releases the actual schedule, Phoenix Raceway is going to be still your championship race. He's got in his round of 8 Martinsville, Talladega, and Las Vegas. So you've got a speedway, a 1.5 basically. You've got Martinsville, you've got a short track, and then you've got the wild card Talladega, a super speedway in the round of 8. And Talladega one that has grabbed everybody's attention because that is a chaos race right before Martinsville, but right in the middle of this round, you have a chaos race where you could literally stick anybody that is left in the round of 8 into the championship race. So that has brought a lot of excitement and then a lot of criticism, just depending on which side of the fence you're sitting on with that particular one there. Then the round of 12 is going to be New Hampshire, Kansas Speedway, the Charlotte Roval. The Charlotte Roval being the only road course. I'll get to the round of 16, but spoiler alert, Charlotte Roval is going to be the only road course in this mix. So from that perspective, you do need a road course. So the Charlotte Roval being in there 100% makes sense from that perspective, whether you like the Charlotte Roval or not. I do think you need a Roval or a road course in the playoffs. Kansas Speedway in there as well. as a 1.5, and then you got New Hampshire Speedway in there, which races like a short track. Darlington Raceway, some people don't consider 1 mile or a mile or over a short track. That's why I throw that in there. Darlington Raceway, Worldwide Technology Raceway, and Bristol Motor Speedway in the round of 16. So you got Darlington, which is a wild card race. A lot of people get their first win ever at Darlington, so I call that one a wild card race. And also has been putting on some of the best racing here recently, period. Worldwide Technology Raceway, which races, it's bigger than your normal short track, but it does race like a short track. And then you got Bristol Motor Speedway, which Bristol is it's calamity most of the time. If they can ever get this car figured out, it'll go back to being sort of a calamity track, which is another track that will be up for grabs for anybody. So that is the rumored 2025 schedule, according to Jordan Bianchi. Do have a poll question up. Make sure you read all of the options before you answer it. Should crew chiefs be allowed to vacation with their families during the 2-week break? Yes, no. You just did this to rile up the 9 fans, or you're trolling JGR policy, which is 100% what I'm doing. So, all right, there you go. Poll question. Let's see how that turns out. Right now, 85% saying yes, because I guess they took the poll question seriously, which it's not. Let's see what you guys want to talk about here. Let's see. Was the part? Oh yeah. So the Cars Tour had a DQ. They DQ'd Lapovich. I can't say his last name. Canadian Pinties Tour champion, I think. DQ'd him, Lapovich, and he was driving the Chad Bryant car. So Lapovich was DQ'd. Chad Bryant was DQ'd. However you want to look at it, he didn't set up the car. So we'll see. We'll see if there's going to be like an appeal or anything like that. So I don't know what's gonna go as far as that goes. BB is Slim Chickens, the best chicken, says OJ and Toothpaste. I don't know. I can't answer that one, OJ. I don't have one. I think the closest one to me is in Charlotte, which is about 3 hours away. So I think I don't think I'm going to drive up there just to get fast food. But if I ever pass by one, if I'm ever up that way, I will drop in and see if it's any good. 9-inch Ford rear end, says I'm not sure what anybody's talking about here. Says Aaron Flynn. BB, should we have 10 to 12 or 16 playoff drivers? I think is too many. 16 playoff drivers. I agree with you. I do think 16 playoff drivers is a bit much. That's a bit too much. I do agree with that. 100%. It was definitely way more special when it was 12. 16 feels like over half at this point, because I feel like we've only got like 28 cars that are regularly showing up with a chance to win the championship. So it does feel like over half at this point. So yeah, I would like to see it go down to 12 for the playoffs, and you can still have eliminations and stuff like that, but I think it should be down to 12. Maybe you get a final 3 instead of a final 4 or something like that. But yeah, 16 to me feels too many. Feels like too many. I agree. What's up, one wise guy? Good to see you on here. I heard Justin Haley might go to the 7 car. Says OJ and Toothpaste. That's a rumor that's out there. I haven't seen anybody super credible back it up, but that is a rumor that is out there. Not that somebody super credible needs to back it up, but it is a rumor that's out there. I just haven't seen anybody put it in brave enough to basically put it in writing just yet. Thinking Hemrick is really gone. Yeah, so that's the other thing. The other rumor out there is that either Daniel Suarez or SVG will drive the 31, and then in the other car they're going to put Austin Hill, and there's going to be a super tight alliance with RCR, and then the other car will be just a super tight alliance with Trackhouse, and that'll help overall the colleague team. So that's another rumor that's out there. And in that scenario, Daniel Hemrick is looking for a ride. Where Daniel Hemrick ends up is anybody's guess. I do think it would be kind of funny if he is looking for a ride, which is an if. This is all speculation. If he went and drove the 15 for Rick Ware Racing, and then Justin Haley, if he's still there in the 51, then you would have all of the former colleague drivers driving over there at Rick Ware Racing. That would be kind of funny. Let's see. The 2004 championship format was better than this one, but my favorite was the 2003 format. Says Next Gen. Yeah, I like season long points. That's no secret here. But I think anything. I think not anything, but I think there's a lot better options than the current playoff system we have now, including the original Chase in 2004. That one wasn't a terrible system. Just Jimmy Johnson was ahead of the curve. Chad Knaus was ahead of the curve. figuring out how to race in that particular system. BB, you got your sandbags ready for the hurricane? I do not have my sandbags ready for the hurricane. We're just going to get the remnants of it allegedly over here. So hopefully it won't be too bad. Who knew swimming was more dangerous than dirt racing? Now Seabell and Briscoe can't do anything without bubble wrap, says Cody Ledger. That's a fact. That's a fact. Joe Gibbs Racing probably going to double down, which is what the poll question is about. It's just trolling Joe Gibbs Racing. They had a crew chief go down, just vacationing with his family, and they won't let their drivers race dirt. Like I said, anything can happen at any point in life. There's no need to be overly protective, in my opinion. So I'm just trolling. I'm trolling their policy. Chase Elliott, Coca-Cola, hopefully would have done the same thing with Hamlin since he ran the Coca-Cola scheme as well. Yeah, I think Coca-Cola probably would have stepped in for anybody. Coca-Cola's got plenty of money to spend. It's kind of a recession-proof deal. So anybody sponsor or anybody in the Coke family, if something falls through, I think they've got a good chance of Coca-Cola stepping in there and helping them out. On topic, randomly, I am drinking Coca-Cola today. Too many diecasts are being canceled, says In Between the Lanes. I think that's a sign of the times. I think a lot of people are just not spending diecast money, myself included, the way they used to, just because of the way everything is right now, which I'm not going to get into because that's politics and I'm talking about racing. But I do think that is what's hurting it overall. Rain, go away, says Delmer Kaufman. Indeed, I wish the rain would go away. It's rained all day, and despite that, I do have pants on. You don't know that I don't. Boat racing at Richmond. Mark Barnum says it could be. I think it's going to be out of here by Sunday, though, so hopefully we do get the race in. It might affect the Xfinity Series race, though. JGR can't go swimming. I'm done. Says there you go. No swimming for JGR. Pinty Series, says one wise guy. I know it's Pinty Series, but I always forget as soon as the camera turns on. You get nervous when the camera comes on, and that's what makes me always forget it. But then I don't know, when I'm not on camera, I do remember that it's Pinty's. And I think that's a grocery store chain in Canada, famous for their wings. Ironically, they are really running the ads here today. That's the second ad that I've knocked down. Danny Lawrence said that the Indy went so bad for RCR and Xfinity that they've been working through the break. Said that they are worried because they will run the same package at Michigan next. Says Dirty Death. That's good. That's good. Hopefully, I did see a picture where they were dyno tested. They were talking about ECR, basically dyno testing and getting the engines ready and right. So hopefully the hard work has paid off for them. Larson and Corey Day put on a heck of a race last night. I didn't see that one, JW, but I saw the one. This might be the one, but I did see a highlight of Kyle Larson. Basically, on the last lap, he went high, then dipped low, and he passed two cars on the last lap. It was a crazy finish. It was super cool. But yeah, I saw that one, so I don't know if that's the same one. That was a crazy finish, and of course Larson won, or I wouldn't be talking about it, right? Super homer. Let's see. Meant to say Elliott diecast possibly. Hamlin has also ran the Coca-Cola colors as well. But sadly, no diecast. Yeah, we were talking about that in the Discord a little bit. We pulled out a few of them. There was the when Daniel Suarez drove the 96, there was the really cool Daniel Suarez one from there. And also Austin Dillon ran one with the American flag, I think, for the Coke 600, maybe. And then there was, what was the other one? The Coke Zero car that Bumblebee called Basic, but I thought it was pretty cool. Of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. I thought that was a pretty cool car, but not every, I guess it was basic to some people. So yeah, we were going over the Coke schemes a little bit. They were definitely pretty cool. Corey Day was faster than Larson. That surprised me. Yeah, the old 57's been a little bit off here. Allegedly, I don't know. I can't. I'm not a dirt expert, but from everything I've been reading and people posting, he's been a little bit off. I wish he wasn't leaving sprint cars. LOL. He's going to be good. Says JW89. I think he's going where the money is, but I think he'll probably always race them, in my opinion. But that's just a guess. Typically, dirt guys never really truly give up the sprint cars, in my opinion, once they race them. So we'll see. We'll see how it all plays out. Are you inland? Yeah, I am. I'm far enough inland that I won't get probably won't get the nasty stuff. Every once in a while, it does push all the way toward us. So I'm about. I don't know, probably about 3.5, maybe 4 hours from the Outer Banks. So not like crazy close. Jeff Dickerson, Spire president, was on Sirius XM this morning, and they said fired Corey without. Yeah, that's the other thing I meant to talk about today. I do have that one saved somewhere. This morning they said they fired Corey without another plan in place and said pressure to win races now. He actually said he may regret letting Corey go. We'll see. He also said he'd been thinking about it for a long time, which I don't know, man. Like, it seems if he's been thinking about it for a long time, he thought about it for a long time and then made a quick decision. Because from all of the stuff they released, it looked like for all the money in China that he was going to still be the driver with Rodney Childers, and Rodney Childers even tweeted out, "Can't wait to work with Corey LaJoie," or something to that effect. Uh, Speaking of which, Rodney Childers did say, really looking forward to working with Travis next year. I meant to include this in the other one. He has proven his work ethic and ability to win races. I know I will learn a lot from him. So Rodney Childers is looking forward to working with Travis Peterson over there at Spire as well. I meant to include that in the earlier opening spiel. What hat are you wearing? This is RNS race cars. They build chassis. They ran Bobby McCarty and Deke McCaskill in the Cars Tour series. If you're familiar with the Cars Tour, they are run out of they're, I guess, the in-house cars for RNS, which is Richmond and Stallings. Marcus Richmond, Steve Stallings. Marcus Richmond, former engineer for RCR. I think he was a crew chief for Kyle Busch in the Truck Series, or KBM in the Truck Series. I know he's worked with Noah Gregson, and at RCR, I know he worked with Ty Dillon in the Truck Series, and then just whoever. But those are the two for sure that I know he worked with. So yeah, that's what the hat's all about. Marcus is a cool dude. Steve Stallings, a really cool dude. Blake Stallings, that races at South Boston. He runs RNS chassis. Craig runs an RNS chassis. Tate Fogelman in the 87 running an RNS chassis. So tons of people we work with run the RNS chassis. We also have worked with other chassis manufacturers too. I'm off on a side tangent now because of a hat though. So here we go. Cars Tour penalty. They ran a 9-inch instead of a quick change rear end. Okay, so they were cutting weight on the Chad Bryant deal. I didn't know that was a rule that you had to run the quick change. So I guess they were doing it to save weight, would be my guess. I don't know. That's crazy that's a rule. So that's interesting. I don't read the rule books. I just do what I'm told. I let the other people handle handle all that. Although Alan Rice used to own A&E, he said you're not racing cars, you're racing against the rule book. So Chris Rice's dad, Alan Rice. Howdy, and that's that's where the RNS building, they run out of the old A&E building. That's why I got off on that side tangent there. Anyway, howdy from the Great White North. What's up, Robin Marks? What's up, Canada? I've been watching my pigeons in the park race around. Man, they're fast. People race them. I need racing because I ain't watching the news at all. No news is good news. Yeah, I've tuned out of mainstream media. In fact, I haven't really been on Twitter in quite some time. Because it's just getting super political and they're trying to squeeze another ad in here. If an ad pops up, I apologize because that's the third one since we've started that they've tried to squeeze in here. So anyway, yeah, I've been off of Twitter and all of pretty much all of social media except for Discord because it's ramping up. The politics are ramping up, and I really just don't care to see it at all. Quattro re-upping. What's up, my man? Appreciate you there. Mexican Coca-Cola over American Coca-Cola, to be honest, says Quattro, 100% all day, every day. And that was the joke in the Discord because the Mexican Coke paint scheme looked better than the USA Coke paint scheme as far as aesthetically. And basically, Mexican Coke does taste better than US Coke for sure because they use real sugar. So Mexican Coke's in the glass bottle 100 times out of 100 tastes better than regular Coke. William Wagaman, hello, Quack Quack. What's up, William Wagaman? Gator Chomp there, but also Quack Quack because I am an Oregon Duck. As long as they're not playing Duke, Oregon is my favorite team as well. Not sure if that's what you're talking about, but that's what I was talking about. BB, has Daniel Hemrick impressed you this year? I think he is like one of the guys that flies under the radar. He's going to be like an Eric Almirola type guy. Forever. He's just going to get a bunch of really good finishes, but he's not going to win a ton of races. But I do think he's a really good race car driver. So has he impressed me this year? He's impressed me his entire career. In fact, I felt terrible for him because I did think that Tyler Reddick was a better prospect, but I hated that he only got 1 year with RCR. I was always bummed out about how that deal went. So I'm glad that he's back up in the Cup Series, and hopefully, no matter what happens over there at Colic, hopefully he continues at the Cup Series level, because I do think he's a Cup Series driver, even though he's not going to be like the guy that you get necessarily the most excited about. But he's just going to go out there and do his job, get you solid finishes, and typically doesn't mess up. Doesn't mess up the race car. It doesn't get in a whole lot of wrecks typically. They're hunting when Cup cars don't have die casts. They're hurting when Cup cars don't have die casts. Is 1400, 100. Yeah, that's a fair statement for sure. Time flies, already a year. Appreciate you there, Bruce. Bruce with the 12-month sub deal there. So much appreciated, Bruce, as always. Where's EB? I was trolling her on Discord. She had to. She said something on Discord as to why she's not going to be here, but I forgot what it was. She had something to do. The race was, and then she talked about how much better Brock Beard's live streams are than mine, which is fair. I'm joking with B. The race you saw was the second one of the three. The one on last Tuesday with Corey Day was great because they were dicing it up back and forth. Okay, so the one I saw was Tuesday. So okay, so I need to find this one right here. The other one I saw is Kyle Larson versus Jeff Gordon for like 12th place or something like that. People have been circulating that one back around from, I guess, like 2014 or something like that. There's the merch link. Appreciate you there, One Wise Guy dropping the merch link. So if you want to help out the channel, visit there. We've got t-shirts, hats, stickers, and sweatshirts. Let's see. Can't wait for the Olympics to be over. So wrestling is back on USA and NASCAR will be back, says Bruce. Yep, it ends. It should end this week. I think Friday maybe is the last day, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Let's see. Corey Day in sprint cars. All I know is he will make NASCAR races more exciting. Yeah, hopefully he gets there sooner rather than later, and hopefully it all works out for him. Sometimes the dirt guys translate well. Sometimes they don't. Like Brad Sweet for like, I would have bet everything in the world Brad Sweet would have been a really good Cup Series or Xfinity Series driver. Just didn't translate well for him. But then you got guys like Casey Kane, Kyle Larson, obviously, Christopher Bell. You got guys like that where it translates really well. So it's just all in, you never can say for sure. Corey wrecks as many cars as Deegan, says Mark Barnum. Does anyone remember the short-lived story of, so he's more in the vein of a Ricky Stenhouse. Does anyone remember the short-lived story of NASCAR aspiring to build a racetrack in New York City metro area? Donald Trump was involved. So that's why I'm going to leave that one alone. And that's why I haven't talked about that one, because I don't want to get into politics. Because anytime you mention that name, it's just going to be a bunch of politics one way or the other. I believe they even bought land for it. I can't remember in which decade, says Jamie Schweitzer. Yep, it was a thing. The videos are out there if you want to go watch them. So there you go. Next gen, even the good schemes are getting canceled. So many Truck Series diecasts are getting canceled as well. It surprised me that Spire is spending all the money, and that makes that type of decision without a firm plan in place. Yeah, I feel like there's more to the story than what he's letting on. He's probably been waffling on it for a while, and there probably came some options available where he was like, you know what? If there's ever a time to get off of it, this is the time to get off of this particular driver now, because I want to get X driver or X driver over here. So I feel like he likes Corey LaJoie, and he's just trying to smooth things out as Corey exits his way out of the door, because I feel like he generally believes in Corey LaJoie. He just has another option that makes more sense to him with everything that's going on that will probably be revealed later. I think that's more or less what's actually going on over there, but that's just me speculating. So I'll put it that way. BB, did you watch that Joe Nemechek wreck with Steve Park I posted in Discord? What's your thoughts? I did see that, and you saw my thoughts on that, my friend. So like father, like son, I think is what I put. So there you go. That's my thoughts on that. Marcus Richmond works with us, BB, starting this November. Says in between the lanes, for sure. He's definitely a better crew chief than me. There's no doubt about that. So get all Marcus straightened up and get him involved here. I think Arco was able to get some attention during this Olympic break. I thought the finish at Elko was an all-time classic, great track. I'm gonna have to check that one out because you guys are pumping it up. BB name dropping all of the connections. I need one of those hats, says Tim Brace. Well, good luck because it took freaking Marcus. I got to roast him a little bit now because it took Marcus a solid year. It took him a solid year to get me a hat, and we've been working with this stuff for quite some time. To be totally honest with you, and it took him a solid year to get me a hat. So there you go, and it barely fits. It's on the very last notch on my massive dome. That gets bigger by the day. Let's see. I've gotten used to corn syrup now. LOL says Dirty Death. I still like the sugar, man. Like it just totally hits different. It's so funny that one ingredient like that, which shouldn't really be that big of a deal, one ingredient makes that big of a deal. It just it is what it is. It's crazy. Twitter is just getting worse, says Chrome Diesel. All social media. It's not just Twitter, but the only reason I have Twitter is to keep up with NASCAR news. But I used to have a Twitter and I got rid of it maybe in 2016 or something like that, just before all the election stuff went crazy. And I don't know. I haven't missed it. And then when I came back to it just for the NASCAR stuff, sometimes I get on there and I'm like, oh dear God, people, I don't understand people arguing about politics. Just the way it is. I'm switching to Diet Coke, says Next Gen. The Oregon Duck hung out with Pat McAfee yesterday. Yeah, they also Nike has a new Oregon Duck that was super creepy, like super creepy, super. I forget what they call the thing. But they released a new. It looks like a superhero Oregon Duck, and it's just it's not good, not good. Someone said Ambrose missed out on the Coke sponsor. Said one wise guy, Ambrose did miss out on the Coke sponsor, but the joke that was being made was I'm not going to say who said it, but the joke that was made was because it was me who said it. Mexican Coke is better than USA Coke, and Coca-Cola really missed out because Colombian Coke is better than all of them. That was the joke with the Juan Pablo Montoya thing. So that was the joke there. It's a little risque on the Discord, but that's what that was all about. Did Suarez get the win or not on vacation? Says Aaron Flynn. Let's see. Suarez won at least one race over there. He got DQ'd, but he won the next one. So Suarez did get one win over there. So he's got, I think he's got 2 international wins this year and then 1 Cup Series win. So that's pretty cool. BB, do you remember Randy the Plumber? I don't remember Randy the Plumber. That's a little beyond me. So that's I don't know what that one is. I watched the commercial at the very beginning and prior to being able to reach live. Not a problem for me. No biggie, says Jamie Schweitzer. I appreciate you. I'm trying my best to keep them off here though when I can. Please hit the like button and subscribe, says William Wagaman. Much would be much appreciated, but don't feel pressure to. Cal Tiki, thanks, BB. No problem, Cal. Glad to have you on here as always, my friend. Jeff Dickerson said when the hire is announced, it will make sense, but won't be anything groundbreaking. That's what I'm thinking too. It's just somebody that they wanted and they saw an opportunity to get them, and it probably will make sense when everything comes out. Yeah, that's what I think too. I don't want to speculate too far, so and put it all the way out there. It needs to be an option for the streamers to make it where you don't have like the live to chat. Says Mark Barnum. Whatever happened to the NASCAR and NHRA track they wanted to build in Seattle that just fizzled out? Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. I know Seattle is a really difficult place to get stuff zoned, in my opinion, and things like that. Because I've been a Seattle Supersonics fan for the vast majority. Excuse me, for the vast majority of my life. And I know one of the big issues with Seattle bringing a team back is where they would put the stadium, because that is just met with all kinds of issues and problems. So that would be my guess right there is probably what happened with the drag strip. No idea he was involved. Sorry, inadvertently caused you to put the Donald's name in your mouth, says Jamie Schweitzer. I mean, I don't care about saying the name. I'm just saying it gets people riled up because I don't care. I'm apolitical. I don't care one way or the other. I think they're all politicians. They're all going to tell you what they want you to hear. They're going to get your vote, and then they're going to do what the billionaires that funded their campaigns tell them to do. And that's why I don't understand people getting all riled up about politicians. Like that's just my definitely. There are definitely some exceptions out there, typically at the local level, but for the most part, once they get up to that level, they're all bought and paid for. So I don't understand why people argue with each other about them at all. But that's just me. Thoughts about braces and reds at Bristol. Uh, oh, the Braves and the Reds at Bristol. I was trying to who's the Braces? The Braves and the Reds at Bristol. Yeah, that's definitely going to be a really cool experience. How the baseball stadium would fit inside the track. I think Breakard dropped that, so it's going to be interesting to see how many are hit over the first base line for home runs and things like that. How they actually are going to do the layout for the field. So I think it's going to be really cool. I like it. Hats fit better when you lower your ears. Says one wise guy. Another commercial. Oh my god. Let's see. I think I need to go and check my settings. I think I had a power blink, and I think when the power blinked, it reset some of my settings in here to do aggressive commercials, which is the opposite of what I normally do. So this is what aggressive commercials look like. So I'm gonna have to be playing goalkeeper over here. Let's see, 20, and then I'm not going to talk about it again. 2025 schedule has Talladega in the round of 8. Yeah, yeah, that's allegedly. Allegedly, we'll have to see if it's actually true when it comes out. This is just what Jordan Bianchi's saying. He's typically right, but we do have to say that it is just speculation as of right now. Jamie Schweitzer's laughing. I hope nobody shows up for the baseball game at Bristol. Them a lesson, MLB in their stadium, racing in our stadium. Says William Wagaman. I don't know. I don't know. They've already had a football game there. I think Tennessee played there, so I don't think it's the end of the day, end of the world if it happens. And they've had a basketball game on an aircraft carrier. I remember UNC played somebody, maybe Michigan State. Risky but facts, says one wise guy. Hide the jet dryers when JPM gets on the track, says Mark Barnum. He'll never live that one down, even though the steering locked up on him. Suarez podiumed in the final, but didn't win. So he did get one win out of it, but on the final day of racing, I couldn't get another win. Suarez said he had trouble with the brakes in the final race. Rest in peace, Roy, says Krusty. In the words of Ice Cube, Lakers beat the Supersonics. Today was a good day. Have you seen the crazy video of the guy that actually goes back and there it is. One wise guy has the date right there. But there's this crazy video of this guy going all the way back in time to figure out exactly which day was a good day for Ice Cube. And I wish I had it, but I don't have the actual video. But it is hilarious. It's a comedian, but he breaks it, I think. But he breaks it all the way back down to the actual day that Ice Cube had a good day. And according to one wise guy who I trust, he is a trusted source. February 21st, 1993 was in fact Ice Cube's good day, and the Lakers beat the Supersonics, which how can anybody have a good day when that happens? Anyway, LOL, this is Fox News, says Krusty. I was wondering why he gets DQ'd. Was it his style of driving? Says Aaron Flynn. So yeah, Daniel Suarez got DQ'd because of his style of driving. I don't know exactly who you're talking about. Could be talking about Lapovich, but or I don't know how to say his last name. So that's I'm taking a guess there. But Suarez was DQ'd in that first race for aggressive driving. They took the win away from him. Hey, BB from Daytona Beach. What's up, Glen Park? What's up, Daytona Beach? A nice area to visit if you've never been. Wait, what? Braves, Reds at Bristol Motor Speedway. No effing way, says Krusty. It was Michigan State. It was Michigan State. A rare moment of me remembering something that happened a long time ago. So, yeah, the Braves and the Reds apparently are going to play in Bristol Motor Speedway. Got to get fans at Bristol Motor Speedway somehow, says Krusty. Women's USA cyclists pulled off an insane race. I haven't seen any of the Olympics other than I watched the highlights from the skateboarding stuff where the Japanese guy won, and then Nyjah Houston finished third, and the other dude finished second. Michigan State played North Carolina, says in between the lanes. Let's see. And I saw the crazy finish in the 100 meters, but other than that, I haven't seen anything. BB, do you remember when Dale Senior and I made a good decision on DraftKings about the Joker, but I didn't see the actual match because he was not favored to win, so that worked out well for me and my $5. My $5 whole dollars turned into way more than $5 whole dollars. BB, do you remember when Dale Senior after the 2000 Daytona 500 when he said Bill France was rolling in his grave because of no passing in the package? LOL, says OJ and Toothpaste. That's probably an accurate description of the Wicker Strip era, if that's what he was referring to. Lex Luger slammed Yokozuna on the USS Intrepid, says one wise guy. In fact, he did. That was pretty crazy. He went from the narcissist to the All-American or something like that, Lex Luger. Earth 2 NASCAR holds the series finale championship on the Salt Flats Proving Ground, and they change the track every year, so it's not the same track. Where numerous land speed records were set and broken. Indeed, that's actually a place I want to go visit one day. Yeah, I've been down I-81 lately. It's crazy, says Krusty. I have not been down I-81 lately. Have you seen the Ross jockey paint scheme for this week? Good chance he's missing the playoffs now for this. Says Dirty Death. I have seen the Ross paint scheme, and it is pretty funny, except for the fact that you won't actually be able to see his helmet. So it's kind of weird as far as that. They need to figure out something with the window net to make the window net look like the helmet. But yeah, it's pretty funny. There's a plumbing company around here that has their guys sitting on a that has the same type of deal, but it's a guy sitting on a toilet, and then their plumbers the plumber's head is of course where the window would be. So that there's some people that have some of that going on around here as well. Truckers or MFers, I'm there, dude. I saw women's beach volleyball. Says Krusty. Houston is from let's see. Houston is from Davis, 15 minutes down the road. Watch Deadpool 3. I haven't seen Deadpool 3 yet. I do want to watch it, and I also want to watch what's that other one that's coming out? There's two of them that I actually want to watch. In a rare moment, there's two movies currently out that I want to watch. Deadpool is one of them, and the other one comes out Friday, but I can't call off the top of my head what the other one is. Uh, I heard it's Chrome Diesel, says Krusty. Guinness Book of World Records said Bristol had 130,000 for the Tennessee Virginia Tech game, but Bristol itself claims 156,999 990. So what that was all about, they're trying to break, I think it was Michigan, the University of Michigan had the most fans in attendance. So that's what that was all about. They're trying to break University of Michigan had the record, I guess, before Bristol broke it with the Vatek Tennessee game, which is smart because Virginia Tech is not super far away from Bristol, and obviously Knoxville is not super far away from Bristol either. I've been to the flats, but not during racing, says Mark Barnum. Nah, Krusty, I'm in Chicago, says Chrome Diesel. Kristen Faulkner was the woman cyclist. Best moment of the Olympics. It was breathtaking. I haven't seen it yet, so I need to. I guess I need to go watch that one. Women's cycling. I need to go watch. Let's see. Let's see. BB, who was better in the 5 car, Casey Kane or Texas Terry? Oh, without a question, Texas Terry. Without question, Texas Terry in the 5 car, way better than Casey Kane. Casey Kane was good in the 9 car. For whatever reason, after the first year with the 5 car, it didn't translate well for Casey. Salt Flats is live this week on YouTube. You should start up around 10:30 Eastern. Oh yeah, so if you want to watch the Daniel Suarez deal, it's still up. It's up on YouTube if you go to NASCAR Brazil on YouTube if you want to watch any of those races. Bonneville Salt Flats is live this week on YouTube. Uh, Start up around 10:30 Eastern time. We'll go till 7:30 all day long. It's long and drawn out, so I'll pop in and check out some of that for sure. So that'll be a fun watch. BB, your thoughts on Brian Vickers versus Matt Kenseth in 2011? I was a Brian Vickers fan, so whatever the actual cause of the issue, I was keyword being was. Not a fan of his wife. I would like to be very clear about that. So whatever it was, I was a fan of Vickers in that moment. But in retrospect, it's all his fault, and Matt Kenseth was innocent. Let's see. Just saw Elliott's Coca-Cola scheme and Ross Chastain's jockey scheme on the NASCAR app. The Ross Chastain one is pretty funny. Chase Elliott's is pretty solid. I do like the black number on the Coke car. I do wish, however, they had reversed the Coca-Cola swoop like Denny Hamlin had the swoop on his car. I think that would have been basically perfect. So if you took Denny Hamlin's Coke scheme and then put Chase Elliott's number on it, I think that would be close to the perfect Coca-Cola scheme that I've seen so far. How does someone swim 800 meters without dying? They come up for air. Delmar Kaufman. That's that's how they do it. They're also younger and in better shape than me and you are. Quiet Place, Trap or Twisters. I can't remember. I can't remember. Hold on. We can get to the bottom of this mystery, gang. Said Scooby Doo. Well, not Scooby Doo. Said probably Fred to the gang. Right. So let's see. Movies this week. Not now. Uh, uh, uh. Oh, Borderlands. That's what it is. Borderlands. I want to see Borderlands, and I want to see Deadpool 3. So it's Borderlands is the one I was thinking about. Let's see. Do you like the idea of Talladega in the final eight? You got to put it somewhere. The final eight's just as good a place to put it as anywhere else. So I don't know. I don't know. Probably a class for the. It's going to make it exciting. So it just depends on your view of the playoffs. If you want to push the playoffs and you like the playoffs, Talladega being in the round of eight is perfect. If you don't like the playoffs, then you're obviously going to have a problem with the playoffs and Talladega being in the round of eight because it's going to add more chaos to the playoffs. But some people like the chaos. So it just depends on what side of the fence you're sitting on. How does somebody, I just read that one. Let's see. Uh, Probably a class for the Fiat. Oh God! Right now, there's no class for the Fiat until we get the fuel issue sorted out. Delmar Ledecky beat the field by 17 minutes in the 1500 meter. I think 17 seconds. But I don't think it was 17 minutes. Uh, in the 1500 meter. 2011 Martinsville was hell for Vickers, says Chrome Diesel. Yeah, they got a slow class out at Bonneville. Is unless the class is somebody pushing the car right now, the Fiat's not going to do well. BB, have you seen the VH1 documentary? I love the 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s, and the new. So for everybody that wanted a Fiat update, that's the Fiat update. We got the I got the fuel pump ordered, so hopefully that will be the deal. Have you seen the VH1 documentary? I love the 70s, 80s, and 90s. I've seen the 80s and 90s. I haven't seen the 70s, and I haven't seen the 2000s or the new millennium. BB, do you like the singer named Post Malone? I've heard some of his songs. They're pretty good, but I don't know. I don't have too much. He's in a, oh, what's that commercial? He's in a chicken commercial. It's not Zaxby's. And he's in a chicken commercial, though. I have seen him in that. He's pretty funny in that. Whenever a racetrack pothole occurs, I always credit Digger. Gen Z era NASCAR fans won't likely have a clue who Digger was. Yeah, Digger was the dirt cam. For those of you who don't know who Digger was, Digger, most notably though, when you say Digger, most people are going to think about Grave Digger. So yeah, that's there's always a good point of clarification. No matter what you're talking about, they're usually going to want you to be talking about. They're going to assume it's Grave Digger when you say Digger. I was taller, faster, stronger. I was taller, faster, stronger, and had money. I could have gone to the Olympics, says Robin Marks. If you want to see a good story about going to the Olympics, there's a movie called Eddie the Eagle. I think it's on Netflix right now. So check that one out. Either that or it's on Amazon Prime. It's on one or the other. I was way off, says one wise guy. 17 seconds. Sorry, Delmer. She beat him by 17 minutes. She was moving. That's what I was thinking, because that's not that many meters. So hopefully I could complete that in 17 minutes. Let's see. She would only beat me by 16 minutes. BB, should Talladega be the championship race one day? Says OJ and Toothpaste. Some people want to see that. Some people don't. I would be on the no for that, just because it takes. There is a lot of racecraft to winning a super speedway, but there is still that is one of, you have to be very fortunate because other people's mistakes can take you out at those types of races. So I would be against it, but there would be one group of people that would love to see it just because of the chaos. So I don't know. I don't want to see it, but I'm sure there's plenty of people that definitely would. Let's see. Did the Fiat come with the fuel leaks? Says one wise guy. Fiat was running fine when I parked it. It's one of those deals. There's nothing wrong with the car other than its high mileage. It's just it's just going to come with those high mileage issues. So yeah, it is what it is. What's up, Duke Chronic? Good to have you on here, my friend. How's the new studio coming along? Says one wise guy. Well, to be honest with you, one wise guy, it has basically rained every day. My lumber is outside. So on the days when it hasn't rained, I was like, all right, the lumber will dry out. Then the next day it'll rain. So it's rained off and on. So I haven't been able to get a whole lot done as far as that deal, as much done as I wanted to. Because whenever I've got a day off, it's either going to rain or the lumber is going to be wet, and I don't want to cut wet lumber because it's gonna dull my blades faster. So it is what it is. And I also don't want to put my house is in disarray as it is. I don't want to put a bunch of lumber in the house and drag it back and forth. So it is what it is. And yes, I know the lumber will get twisted up, getting wet and warming up and stuff like that. But it's nothing. It's nothing that's going to show. So yeah, it doesn't really matter what the lumber looks like. To be honest, I could make it out of pallet wood if I was super dedicated. Scooby Doo says Aaron Flynn. Is that a phoenix on the flag? What's the story? Uh, oh, this right here. That's the Firebird logo, or that's the Firebird logo on the hood of the Firebirds. That's what that's all about. Back in the day, Smokey and the Bandits, like what year car was that? Like a 77 to a 80 ish model. I'm not good on those. I'm not good on dates at all. But back in the day, they used to put those on the hood of the Trans Am, and they called them Firebirds, Firebird Trans Am. It was Pontiac's version of the Camaro. Let's see. In between, I've seen part of the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s uh, and 2000s live, says Mark Varnum. Yeah, they had a good little TV show about it though. That just it brought back some the member berries. Hey, you remember? I remember. They brought back the member berries for people that lived through those eras. I didn't watch the 70s because I don't remember anything from the 70s, obviously. But I did watch the one from the 80s and 90s. They were pretty good. Pretty good. Have you been following the top playoff moment vote on? I didn't even know it was a thing, so I have not been following it. The final is the Hail Melon versus Kenseth going back out and wrecking Joey. Oh, hopefully they give it to the Hail Melon. Hopefully that wins playoff moments of all time because it was such a bigger deal. I've lived through both of them, and the Hail Melon was such a bigger deal than Kenseth going back out there and wrecking Joey Logano. Are the odds out for Richmond? I haven't seen them yet. I'm sure they are, but I haven't looked at them yet. And my computer's real picky for some reason. Since I got Starlink, my computer is real because I guess Starlink banks it off of whatever's closest to it, satellite wise. When I pull it up on my computer now, it's real funny about showing it to me because it's like, oh, you're not in this area or this area where your phone would normally be. So it's been super weird about giving odds on the computer since I got Starlink. Let's see. I served in the Coast Guard. Thank God we didn't have to swim 1,500 meters in boot camp, says Delmer. KL Iron Man, Knox Nats predictions, says Tom. I have no predictions for that, so I don't know. Fire Chicken is also another name for the Phoenix back there. '76. So '76 is 77 is the front end on the Bandit. So 76 to 77. That's definitely one of the years that they had the Fire Chicken on the Trans Am there, Firebird. Top playoff moment was Tony and Carl finishing 1-2 at Homestead. A Canadian goes down to the Cars Tour, wins the race. They took it away. Shenanigans, says Duke Chronic. You would have an argument there, except they called him the Canadian bulldozer, Raphael Lessard. Raphael Lessard, he's won a bunch of Cars Tour races. Oh, my throat is tightening up. So we're gonna run through these real quick, and that's gonna be the end of this one. My throat's getting bad here. I had one on my 76 Trans Am 400. I like the round headlights. Burt's had the square and was a later model. The Hail Melon, one of the rare times in sports where something happened you never had seen before and didn't know was even possible. Yep, and now due to the rules will never happen again. So that makes it even more special. What happened to the Porsche sign in the background? I don't know. I just noticed it fell down. So apparently it fell down probably when I was doing other stuff. So I'll put it back up there. I didn't even know it was down until right now, William Wagaman. So I'll find where it fell down to and I'll pick it back up. Kenseth knocking the springs out of the 22 from me. Jeffrey getting the number 93. He had a Ford 9-inch rear end, says Duke Chronic. Have a good one, bud. I hope your voice gets better. Peace out, says Dirty Deaf. I appreciate it. And the poll question, 78% said yes. So 78% didn't read the final one or get the joke. It's okay. It's all good. Y'all take them easy, and I'll see you later. Peace.